was filming videos on my iPod. Not my iPhone, my iPod. Hello and welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. As you can tell by the title, today I'm celebrating my 1 year Booktube anniversary birthday. So I'm going to be doing a tag. I will link the original creator of this tag down below. This video I think will be pretty fast because it's only 8 questions, but depending on how long-winded my answers are will determine how long this video ends up being. But let's jump right in. The first question is, how have you changed from your first video to now? And honestly, probably not that much. I've been on YouTube for a while, but I didn't start like Booktube until last summer. It was August, I believe, of last year when I started, because the first video that I posted was my July wrap-up and August TBR. I've only been doing Booktube for a year. I've also only been reading for a year. Going back and watching the first Booktube video that I did, I don't feel like a ton has changed. Like, I can say that I noticed that like my thumbnails, I think, have gotten better since then, but like I feel like my editing is pretty much the same. My intro has changed twice now since that video. Or is it twice? Yeah, twice. This is the second one. My videos haven't really changed that much. I don't know what that says about me. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, maybe that's a good thing because it means like, hey, at least I'm consistent, or it could be a bad thing because it means that I'm not growing as a creator. I don't know. I'll let you decide. The next question is, what video are you most proud of? And I'm gonna take some liberties with this question. I'm gonna choose 3 videos, and they're all vlogs, and they're my favorite for different reasons. The first video that I'm going to talk about is the Valentine's Day reading vlog that I did back in February of this year. And that one is my favorite because that was the first reading vlog that I had ever done. I had never done a reading vlog before, so that was like my first crack at it. And I'm very proud of how it turned out, given that that was my first like attempt at trying to do that type of video. The second video that I would say is my favorite, or that I'm like most proud of, is my Fourth Wing vlog. And I'm proud of that video because that was the most fun like video, vlog, whatever, to film and edit. That experience of reading the book, filming the vlog clips, and editing the video, like that whole experience was just so much fun. I had so much fun in doing that. And then the third one I would say is actually the most recent vlog that I did, my staycation weekend, and I'm just really proud of how that video turned out, just period. Like, not because it was the first, not because it was the most fun, just I'm just really proud of how that video turned out. Like, I'm proud of like the way that I was able to edit the clips together, like the music that I chose, like the thumbnail that I did. Like, that is just a video that I'm probably the most proud of for like no reason other than I just am giving myself a pat on my back, like giving myself flowers. The next question is, what is your most popular video? And I'm not surprised at all at what the answer is to this. I looked this up. My most viewed Booktube video is the video that I did where I talked about, are these book talk books worth the hype? So I'm not surprised at that. The second most popular video after that is my tier ranking video. I think that's the second most popular Booktube video that I have on my channel, when I tier ranked all the books that I read for 2022. So that was a fun video to do. I actually had a lot of fun doing that one. And I will have all those videos linked down below for you in case you want to check them out. The next question is, what was an unexpected surprise of being on YouTube? And I would say the surprise for me was just the community and like how many people I've been able to connect with since starting like Booktube. There are so many people, it would be like too much for me to try to name like all the people that I've met and like connected with since doing this. Like, you know who you are, obviously. Like, there are people that I sprint with all the time. There are people that like, you know, I'll stay up on the phone till like 3 o'clock in the morning with. There are people that like, you know, I'm working on like secret projects with. So there's a lot of different people that I've connected with through Booktube, and that is like my favorite thing about it, is all the connections and like the community and having people to talk about books with, because I don't have that in my like real life. Next question is, what is the hardest thing about creating videos for YouTube? And I think the best way to answer this is to just sum it up to time and contribution. And the reason why I sum it up in those 2 words is because I feel like anything that I would say is gonna come down to one of those things. So like time, for example, it takes time to read books. Like, I'm not the fastest reader. I pretty much try to read between maybe 5 to 7 if I'm lucky in a month. If I get anything over 7 books, like, I have outdone myself. To read and film and edit, like, all of that is very time consuming. It's fun, don't get me wrong, but it's only so many hours in a day, and like, you want to be able to put out content, but there's so much that has to be done in order to get that video out. So like, that's one of the things that is a little bit challenging. Also with time, it's like, I haven't been reading that long, so the amount of time that I've been reading is only a year, like I said before. So I haven't read that many books. I've probably read a total of like maybe 70 or 80 books. So it's hard for me, or harder I should say, for me to do like recommendation videos and stuff, because I don't have a ton of books to like pull from to create a bunch of different like recommendations for like different genres or seasons, or you know, whatever. Like, I only have so many books to pull from. As I read more, obviously I'll have a, you know, larger repertoire to pull from, but as of right now, because of the short amount of time that I've been reading, I just don't have a whole lot of options to make content around. And with that leads into the contribution aspect, because I don't always feel like I'm contributing anything like meaningful. I feel like there are so many other booktubers out there that are more seasoned and have read more books and, you know, can articulate better and all of that. So sometimes it's hard for me to think of content, to think of, you know, videos that I can even make. There's plenty of videos that I would like to make, but it's like, if I don't have the books read to be able to film a certain type of video, it's like, okay, well, I have to read those books first and then I can make that video. And so in the meantime, what do I post between now and then? And those are completely like personal challenges and difficulties that I find myself dealing with. It's not necessarily like universal to the entire booktube community. The next question is thoughts on equipment. And I will say that I don't think the equipment is super duper important. I think that there are a lot of like normal things that people have, like laptops and phones that have decent quality cameras at this point. So equipment is not a super big thing in like the booktube world. I will say that when I first started filming videos back in 2017, I was filming videos on my iPod. Not my iPhone, my iPod. That was what I was using to film all my videos back then. It wasn't until Christmas of either 2017 or 2018, I forget which year, my grandmother bought me this camera that I'm using right now, and that is the Canon G7X Mark II. I think that's what this is. And I've just been using that ever since. But yeah, I started off using an iPod as a camera. I think especially in like the booktube space, it's not super necessary to have a bunch of fancy equipment. Now, if you were gonna try to make like a beauty guru channel or something, you probably would need some, you know, fancier stuff or some, you know, more equipment. Like, I do own box lights, I do own a ring light, I do own several tripods, but that's because, like I said, my channel started out doing like beauty and like fashion and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not gonna say I needed that stuff, but it definitely kind of was necessary. But for this, I don't really use any of those things. I pretty much just use my camera and my tripod. I do have 3 different tripods that I use. So like, I have the one that the camera is on right now, but my favorite piece of equipment that I would say has been like a game changer, especially for filming vlogs, is this tripod. Well, this has an attachment on it. Let me take this attachment off. But it's just this little tripod and it extends. I forget how many feet it goes to. It might be like 3 feet or something. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, I absolutely love this thing. And it has the little piece at the top so you can attach like your actual camera. Like the bottom of my camera just screws right into this. If I want to use my phone, then I use the attachment that I just took off. But yeah, I absolutely love this thing. I use it so much to get a lot of different angles and stuff like that. It is an absolute lifesaver, game changer. Would highly recommend. But yeah, I would say equipment is not the most important thing. The most important thing is you being your authentic self and having a camera that works. It doesn't need to be like 1080p or 4K or whatever like that. Next question is, have you had to deal with negative feedback or comments? How did you handle it? I actually, thankfully, have not had to deal with any negative comments or feedback or anything like that. I don't feel like I'm big enough. Probably not enough people know that I exist in my small corner of the internet for me to even have people giving me negative, you know, feedback or anything like that. I would say the most negative feedback that I've gotten was from my mom. She doesn't like the angle that I film on, especially when I do sprints. She hates the angle of the camera when I do sprint. It's fine. I mean, if you guys hate the angle of my sprints, let me know down below in the comments. Maybe my mom is right, I don't know, let me know. But outside of that, I can't say that I've really gotten any negative or nasty, you know, critiques or anything like that, or feedback about my videos. So I'm happy. The last question is, what advice would you give someone thinking of starting YouTube? And I would say the best piece of advice that I can give someone starting a YouTube channel, regardless what niche they're going into, I would say the biggest thing is to be yourself, and with that, make content that you want to make and that you are proud of. Don't feel like you have to make content for the views or for the numbers, for the subscribers and all that kind of stuff. Do stuff that you're proud of. That's what I do. I make stuff that like I'm proud of, regardless what other people think of it, because if I don't get any views on it, at least I'm still proud of that video, versus when you're making things expecting to get views and stuff like that and then you don't get it, then you're mad at yourself, you regret wasting your time and your energy and stuff. But if you were really passionate about the project, regardless what other people, how many people would see it or what they would say about it, then it just is much more like fulfilling to continue, and you don't lose your like motivation and your drive because your happiness is not based on someone else's opinion of your work. Hopefully that made sense. And those are all the questions. Really quick, short, simple tag. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far into the video. And a special thank you to all of you. Thank you so much for your support, for continuing to come back and watch my videos and comment and chat with me and hang out with me in sprints. My channel would not be what it is without you guys, literally. I think at the time of me filming this, I have a little under 730 subscribers, so thank you so much to all of you guys, like I said, for your support and your viewership. Thank you to all of my bookish friends out there that continue to inspire and encourage me. And if you guys have any things you'd like to see over the course of the next year, let me know that down below in the comments. Any suggestions, recommendations, ideas, all of the above are welcome down below in the comments. If there are people that you'd like to see me like collab with in the future, let me know that down below as well. Tag them in the comments. Do me a huge favor and like the video if you enjoyed it, and if you have somehow by chance found this video and you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.